we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
$2 trillion.
The budgetary savings goals, and how much do you think you've achieved so far?
Our goal is to reduce the deficit by $1 trillion. Well, thanks to your fantastic leadership, this amazing cabinet, and the very talented Doge team, I'm excited to announce that we anticipate savings in FY26 from reduction of waste and fraud by $150 billion.
Okay, so all of those were announcements. That's not anything that's been done. So first of all, he's on a stage and people are cheering for him, and he'll say literally anything to keep that going. That's all he wants in his life, is for people to think that he's cool or interesting or smart or funny or whatever. So he throws out $2 trillion. Okay, so then he's asked, what have you done? And he says, I want $1 trillion. Again, that's not what you've done. That's just what you want. Now he's excited to announce next year it could be as high as $150 billion. By the middle of winter, he's gonna be announcing how thrilled he is to say that he's cost us $50 billion. It just keeps going down for a couple different reasons. First of all, he's incompetent. He's not nearly as smart as he wants you to believe he is. The Doge team doesn't actually know what they're doing. There isn't actually that much waste, fraud, and abuse of the sort they care to find about, by the way. And you can only fire every worker in the government so many times. So this is pretty good. Now, they are going to at some point claim 150 billion or whatever, and maybe they'll have actually cut 150 billion from the budget. And for some people, that will be a good thing. I will continue to say, as I mock you for dialing it back from 2 trillion all the way to 150 billion, that if you're just stopping payments for things we want, that's not really a savings in all the meanings of the word. I guess it's technically a savings, but I wanted that. We need that stuff. It's not good that you cut it. And so, like, I hope this is the beginning of the end of the doggy thing, Brett, that we can start to move on. I mean, it has been so dialed back in terms of what they're even like loftily promising. It's just so stupid. It's such a waste of time, a waste of expertise, a waste of what we are owed from the government. And I hope this is the beginning of the end, but what do you think?
It's just people, I understand the thirst people have for having someone finally address the thing they're upset about, right? That's just like a general dynamic. And people who voted for Trump are frequently like, I'm tired of all the waste, fraud, and abuse. And finally, Elon Musk is addressing it, bro. Like under Clinton Gore, there was like they're the ones who actually balanced the budget, right? They were the last ones to balance the budget. And progressives have a huge problem with a lot of it. And then just like general people on the left, people not progressive have a huge problem with it. And so do poor people and people who have families who need assistance. Like that, but it has happened before. And what's weird is like the people who love Trump hate the Clintons. It's like, but he was the last one to actually do the thing you wanted. Like it's just the cognitive dissonance. But as I said on this show for many years, it's like they're the truffle pigs who can sniff out what people are generally complaining about. They're like, I think if I get Elon Musk to do a waste, fraud, and abuse thing, and I vaguely tie it to some acronym used in crypto, then we'll just have a mega bomb. And that's what happened. But it was a mega bomb. Like. He's going in there as the same way that it was a redundant idea to have someone audit these things that already have auditors rather than just go and find out what the auditors are finding. Yeah. Like it's just a bad idea. He goes in there and he realizes it's not as bad as he thought, which is in many ways like a scarier proposition. If like all the money's going somewhere and we're still up a creek with deficits. Budgetarily, yeah, that's a problem. But these guys never have solutions because they never were experts in this stuff. And of course they're not, because Elon Musk runs his companies like a government, like it's all deficit financed.
100%. Yeah, it is in some ways scarier, I guess. But it's been interesting to see them come in and man, they just want to tackle a couple problems. And when they're not able to, it's interesting to find out that maybe that problem wasn't nearly as bad as we had been led to believe. And again, not to say that there's not massive waste, fraud, abuse in the government, but much of it is not the sort that they want to do anything about. Like massive contracts needlessly pumped up to military contractors is a thing that Elon Musk is going to want to get rid of because he benefits from it. So it's not to say that it's not there, but the sort that they imply where it's just poor people ripping off the government and a bunch of employees aren't doing anything, like that isn't really there. And then the other version of it is we had been told there are marauding hordes of cannibalistic Guatemalan murderers. And oh my God, there's millions of them, we gotta get rid of them. And they can't scrape together like 50, 100 to deport after 2 months. So I guess that problem wasn't really as bad as they said it was. So hey, maybe this is a cause for optimism, Brett.
And the easiest way to describe it is poor people, and with the money that goes to the people ripping off the government, poor people spend their money. They spend all their money. That's why they're poor. So every dollar you put into their pocket, corrupt or not, does not turn into a horde of Smaug cash the way it does when you give that money to millionaires and billionaires. They don't reinvest it in any meaningful way. They do it to enrich themselves. It's all financial tricks. Yeah. But if you want to cut out what the Cato Institute says is $181 billion a year in federal spending on corporate welfare, there's the same amount you whittled your numbers down to. So either flip who you're taking it from, or you just cut the corporate welfare too and you just doubled it.
Yeah. I like the horde of Smaug cash. I want that. That's my goal now.
I was worried after I said it, I was like, cash means horde.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but I like it.
Cash.
Anyway,
cash.
we stop.